ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। सम्पाद्य ज्ञानं च विधाय भक्तिं विलोकितो येन समाधिराजः वैराग्यवन्तं सुविचारयुक्तं नमामि दोगं शिरसा गुरुन्तं समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्। नमो ज्ञानेश्वरा नमो ज्ञानेश्वरा निवृत्ति उदारा सोपान देवा मुक्ताबाई नमो त्रिभुवन पावनी आद्यत्रय जननी देवांची। With the blessings of all my teachers, Dr. Narayan Maharaj Jadhav, Shanti Brahma Maruti Maharaj Kurekar, Naneshwar Mauli Kadam, Ullas Maharaj Suryavamshi, Naneshwar Mauli Shinde, and so many other teachers also, and my Acharya Swami Bodhatmananda Saraswati. With the help of their blessings and grace, I could complete, or even we could complete, first chapter as per my knowledge, as per my capability. Now today, it's really pleasure for me to start second chapter of Bhagavad Gita and Dhaneshwari as well. So some introduction is required here, because these discourses are not for enjoyment or to pass our time. You know, these discourses are there to remove sorrow from our life. Yeah, this is very, very important. In worldly life, there are different ways to remove sorrow, but Vedanta or spirituality offers us one robust solution where we can remove all the sorrows once and for all. Once only we have to remove the sorrow. So in order to remove sorrow, agonies, pain in our life once and for all, Vedanta courses are, or Vedanta is meant for that only. Spirituality also is meant for annihilation of our sorrows, not sattvic time pass. This singing bhajans and doing prayer, chanting Lord's name, reading scriptures, talking on scriptures is not sattvic time pass. It is only and only to remove our sorrow. This is the first thing. Why do I have sorrow in my life? If you start drilling down, then you may arrive, or you may reach to the cause of sorrow. And according to Vedanta, pay attention. According to Vedanta, ignorance is the cause of my sorrow. Sorrows. I repeat, ignorance is the only cause. There is no other cause other than ignorance. Ignorance is the only cause of my all sorrows. If you go to world, people will tell you, you have many problems, and to solve those problems, you have many solutions. Difference between spirituality and world. You have many problems, this problem, that problem, all the problems they will enumerate. And they will say, to solve this problem, you have to do this solution. To solve this problem, you have to go for this particular solution. Like that, they will tell you, you have many problems and you have to adapt many solutions. This is worldly thinking. Now you come to spirituality. Spirituality says that you don't have many problems. Thank God. You don't have many problems and you need not seek many solutions. See how simple. You don't have many problems. You need not seek many solutions. So you have only one problem. And if one problem is there, how many solutions will be there? One solution will be there, or must be there, should be there. So this is the difference. So why we are listening to discourses? Let us clarify in our mind. To remove sorrow. Okay, I want to remove sorrow. So to remove sorrow, I should know the cause of sorrow. And Vedanta, see, in worldly life, people will say, cause of your sorrow is you don't have house. Cause of your sorrow is you don't have job. Cause of your sorrow, you don't have wife. Cause of your sorrow, you don't have children. Cause of your sorrow, because you don't have money. So many causes they give for different problems. Whereas in Vedanta, all the problems have one cause. And if one cause is there, to remove that cause, one solution is enough. This much is very, very clear. Okay. So what is that problem? What is that cause of my sorrow, my pain, my agonies? It is ignorance. Very, very clear. Ignorance is my cause of my all problems. Okay. Ignorance of what? I have ignorance of physics. I have ignorance of chemistry. I have ignorance of so many worldly things. Ignorance of what is problem of my sorrow? So we say ignorance of self is the problem of all the sorrows. Ignorance of self is the cause of all pains in my life. Okay, so ignorance is the cause of everything. Ignorance is there, then only ignorance of self is there. Okay, ignorance of self is there, then only I will say, I am this Vasant. And when out of ignorance I say I am Vasant, all the problems of Vasants are my problem now. Out of ignorance I say I am Vasant. And now all the problems of Vasants are my problem. And once I start facing problem, then Shoka, then the Moha, and then Shoka. You see the ladder or steps. Ignorance, then Moha, and then Shoka. Ignorance, Moha, Shoka. Moha means wrong thinking. Ignorance will generate wrong thinking. Wrong thinking will take me to the shoka, dejection, grief, sorrow. So this is how Vedanta deals with our problem. Now, I have one problem, which is ignorance. If one problem I have, there will be only one solution. Yes, I agree. So if ignorance is my problem, then what will be the solution? Simple question. If ignorance is my problem, then who is opposite of that ignorance? Knowledge. If ignorance is my problem, then knowledge is my solution. Okay, refrain it more precisely. If ignorance of self is my problem, then knowledge of self will be the solution. I repeat, very, very important, 5-10 minutes. Ignorance of self is my problem, which causes moha, wrong thinking, and shoka, grief in my life. Ignorance is problem, then knowledge will be the solution, because both are opposite. For example, darkness is there, darkness. So who is the opposite of that darkness? Who will dispel that darkness? Darkness will be dispelled by light, because they are opposite. Like that, ignorance and knowledge, they are opposite. That means knowledge is the solution for ignorance. Okay, understood. So ignorance, wrong thinking, moha and shoka. This is how the sequence daily going on. Now you see, once you have knowledge, there won't be moha. Knowledge will remove moha. If moha is not there, nor happiness will be there. There won't be shoka. All this is real Vedanta. And all this is based upon all Upanishads. Tatra ko mohaha kashokaha ekatvam anupashyati. So there won't be shoka, there won't be moha if you understand yourself, first of all. So you see now, Bhagavad Gita also is Jnana Nirupini. Bhagavad Gita also wants to impart knowledge only. How? First chapter, I am not going to recap first chapter because there is already one video, separate 30 minutes summary of first chapter is there. You can find out that. Okay. What I was telling, in Bhagavad Gita also, if you see, first chapter is Arjuna's grief. Arjuna Vishada Yoga. Arjuna's grief. And if Arjuna's grief is there, then second chapter is the solution of that. Yes, grief, first chapter. Second chapter is solution. And in second chapter itself, Bhagwan gives divine knowledge, knowledge of self to Arjuna. See the connection. That is why I started with our basic problem. And for basic problem, basic solution is given in second chapter. The name of the chapter itself is Sankhya Yoga. Sankhya means knowledge. Sankhya does not mean Sankhya Shastra. Clear this in your head. Sankhya means knowledge. Sankhya Yoga. This is the chapter of knowledge. Second, Sankhya means not Sankhya Shastra. Just like we have Purva Mimamsa, Uttar Mimamsa, Patanjali Yoga Shastra, Sankhya Shastra, Nyaya, Vaisheshik. This second chapter, Sankhya Yoga, doesn't mean Sankhya Shastra. Okay? This is clear. Now, Bhagwan gives knowledge first, because moha is the problem. Moha is because of ignorance. So Bhagwan gives knowledge so that ignorance will go away. Once ignorance goes away, then shoka also will go away. This is the very fundamental of Vedanta. We think my problem is that, this, that, and we keep on fixing those problems, and problem will never be fixed. You write down somewhere, by doing worldly things, my problem won't be fixed. Why? Because if darkness is the problem, other than lighting lamp, everything will be failure only. Darkness will never go away. I am going to cross the limit now. If darkness is the problem, if I go and sing the bhajan, will darkness go away? This is only for those who keep on hanging on to bhajans. So we should gradually come bhajan to this and that. And Bhagwan also says, if you do bhajan continuously, I will give knowledge. But we should accept knowledge when knowledge comes. So if darkness is the problem, if I do namasmaranam, will that darkness go away? No. I am not saying we should not do bhajan. I am not saying we should not do nama sankirtanam. I am not saying that. I myself do that. I am saying the cause is different. You remove that cause, then you sing, or you sleep, or you walk. Everything is puja only. To kalpi to japa maza. Whatever he thinks, that is japa. Whatever he sees, that is Veda. Whatever he says, that is Veda. So that is different topic. So one problem I have ignorance, and one solution I have knowledge. And Bhagwan is giving knowledge in second chapter. Now, one more doubt I have to raise here. This much is clear. One more doubt. In first chapter, Arjuna said that, Bhagwan, let us not fight this war. Why? Because if we fight, then there will be, the dharma will go down and adharma will rise up, and there won't be peace in society. Okay. So Bhagwan said, no, you fight war, nothing will happen. Now my question is, we were thinking on this. The question is, after war, after war, only few people were left. And those women, widowed women, they were also there. Now the question is still intact. Few Pandavas are there, and all other women are there. Their husband died in that war. Now, question is still intact, that adharma, or again Varna Sankara will happen. And once Varna Sankara happens, then there is decline in the society. So this was the basically question. I repeat the question. I will frame the question properly. Arjuna said, if we fight this war, there will be Varna Sankara. All women, they will go in wrong direction, and Jati, Dharma, all traditional practices will be ruined. Now they fought the war, and after war only few people were remaining, but those women were there whose husband died in the war. So what happened? What will happen? Or Varna Sankara will happen because their husband died in the war, and a problem will be still intact. This is the question. Now, answer which I thought is that even though the women, they are remaining, they are there, their husband died, but king is dharmika. Yudhishthira is dharmika. Arjuna, they all are dharmika. The dharmika person, king will not allow women to go in wrong direction. Simple answer, but you have to think over it, because otherwise Naraka and all the things will fall in its place. So it is king's duty that adharma shouldn't grow in the society. So Yudhishthira will take care of Varna Sankara, though their husband died in the war. Now let us, with Guru's grace, let us start our second chapter, and I am very happy to say that. Okay. Om Shri Paramatmane Namaha. Atha Dvitiyodhyayah Sankhya Yoga. Now, second chapter, Atha means now, Dvitiyo Dhyayah Sankhya Yoga. Name of the chapter is Sankhya. Atha, now, Dvitiyo. If you see the Sandhi, it is Utva Sandhi. Before and after Visarga, A is there, then that Visarga will change into U. U plus O will become, U plus A will become O. So, Dvitiyo. Again, one more rule is applied. If after O, A is there, that A will change into S kind of thing. It is called Dvikhanda or Avagraha. So, Atha Dvitiyah Adhyayah. Now, second chapter. Name of the chapter is Sankhya Yoga, which means knowledge, not Sankhya Shastra. Sanjaya Uvacha Tam Tatha Krupaya Ashrupurna Kulekshanam Vishidantamidam Vakyam Uvacha Madhusudana Tam Tatha Krupaya Ashrupurna Kulekshanam Vishidantamidam Vakyam Uvacha Madhusudana. Okay. Sanjaya Uvacha. Sanjaya Uvacha. Sanjayah Uvacha. Visarga Lopa has happened because of Visarga Sandhi. Means what? If before Visarga is there, after Visarga other than A vowel is there, then Visarga will vanish. This is Visarga Sandhi. Visarga Lopa has happened. Lopa means Visarga will vanish. That is why Sanjaya Uvacha. But actually, Sanjayah Prathama Vibhakti Uvacha said. What? We will first split the shloka. Tam Tatha Krupaya Avishtam Ashrupurna Akula Ikshanam Vishidantam Idam Vakyam Uvacha Madhusudanah. Tam Tatha Krupaya Avishtam Ashrupurna Akula Ikshanam Vishidantam Idam Vakyam Uvacha Madhusudana. Anvaya is Tatha Krupaya Avishtam Ashrupurna Akula Ikshanam Vishidantam Tam Madhusudana Idam Vakyam Uvacha. Small sentence will be Madhusudana Uvacha. Bhagwan Krishna, the destroyer of Madhu Rakshasa, Madhusudana Uvacha said. Madhusudana Uvacha said. What? To whom? Tam. To him. Madhusudana Tam Uvacha. Madhusudana said to him. To whom? The one who is Krupaya Avishtam, who is overpowered by compassion, pity in his heart. Ashrupurna Akula Ikshanam. Ashrupurna, whose eyes are filled with water, tears. Ashrupurna Akula Ikshanam. And he saw his all entire family. Ikshanam means observing them closely. He saw them and Ashrupurna Akulam. The eyes are filled with tears. And Vishidantam. And he is grieving, depressed in his mind. To such person, Madhusudana Uvacha said. What? Idam Vakyam. These words Madhusudana said. Krishna said. These words means which is the following shloka. So simple now. Madhusudana, Lord Krishna, Tam Krupaya Avishtam Ashrupurna Akula Ikshanam Vishidantam Idam Vakya Uvacha. Krishna said this sentence to one who is overcome by pity, one whose eyes are filled with the tears, and who is grieving, having distress in his mind. Maga Sanjayo Mane Rayate Aiketo Parthu Tethe Shoka Kularudana Karitwase. Maga Sanjayo Mane Rayate Aiketo Parthu Tethe Shoka Kularudana Karituse. Now, Maga means when Arjuna threw his bow and arrow and sat behind the chariot, and he said, I am not going to fight. Let them kill me. Tanme kshemataram bhavet. Aho bata mahat papam kartum vyavasita vayam. Oh Allah, such a big sin we were about to commit. But now, ashastram, I am not going to hold any weapon. Mag, after this, Sanjaya Mane Rayate. Sanjaya said to Rayate means to Dhritarashtra. Right now, Dhritarashtra is the king. Maga Sanjaya Mane Rayate. Aike, listen. To Parthu Tethe. That Partha means Krupaya Avishtam Ashrupurna Kulekshanam Vishidantam. These three adjectives are there for that Arjuna. To Parthu, to means that, and that means the see that and this. Actually, this Partha means one who is very brave, ready to fight, and all the things. But to Parthu, which is now changed. Shokakula Rudanate Karitase, and he is encompassed by shoka, grief, overcome by shoka, and began to weep. And rudanate, rudana means rodanam, he is crying. You see now, if ignorance is there, everything is possible. I may cry, I may the wrestler, I may the best person in the world. Ignorance is there, yeah, I will cry. ते कोळ देखोणी समस्त स्नेह उपनले अद्भुत तेने द्रवले असे चित्त कवणे परी. ते कूळ देखोणी समस्त स्नेह उपनले अद्भुत तेने द्रवले असे चित्त कवणे परी. Why this has happened? Sanjay is saying, Te kula dekhoni samasta. He saw his entire clan, entire lineage, which he is going to kill. Sneha upanale adbhuta, and there was deep love which came out. Sneha upanale, the lot of affection came out when he saw his near and dear ones, kinsmen, it is said that. Upanale arose, adbhuta, it was not ordinary love which came to his mind. And what is the effect of that love? Tene dravale ase chitta kavane pari. And the result of that love is his heart got melted, which is not supposed to be. But heart got melted. Tene dravale, because of that sneha, love, dravale chitta. Chitta, the heart, the mind, the thoughts were all gone. Kavane pari, and nobody knows how this has happened. Suddenly his thought changed. How? Jaise lavana jale zhalambale, natari abravate hale. तैसे सधीर परि विरमले हृदय तयाचे. जैसे लवन जळे झळंबले, नातरी अब्रवाते हले. तैसे सधीर परि विरमले हृदय तयाचे. Jaise, as the salt, now the point is what? Dravale, his heart got melted. So examples are also like that. If you put salt in water, that salt will dissolve. Like that, his heart. Dissolving means what? Its original state, it leaves and takes another form. Salt is actually a solid thing. If you put it into water, it becomes water, liquid state. So solid to liquid state is the change in the state. Like that, Arjuna was very brave. And there is sudden change. He is having compassion in wrong thing. Jaise lavana jale jhalambale, natari abravate hale. Abra means the cloud. And when the wind comes, all the clouds, they also move here and there. They also shattered. Like that, Arjuna was also shattered in pieces because of moha, because of near and dear ones. Taise sadhira pari viramale hridaya tayache. Taise sadhir. Actually, he is very brave. He has fortitude, lot of fortitude. Pari, but Viramale, that become very thin, not strong. Hridaya tayache, and his hridaya become again tender. Generally, he is very strong because when you have to kill someone, you have to be very strong within. There shouldn't be emotions and all when you are killing someone. But Arjuna suddenly got Taise Sadhira. He is brave actually, tough guy, but tender he became. म्हणोनी कृपा आकळ ब्युटिफुल म्हणोनी कृपा आकळला दिसतसे अति कोमाईला जैसा कर्दमी रूपला राजहंस मनोनी कृपा आकळला दिसतसे अति कोमाईला जैसा कर्दमी रूपला राजहंस. Beautiful example. The same example came before, that when Arjuna, when one bird, Chatak Pakshi, when he sees mud, he doesn't stay there. He just walks out. Now you see Rajhamsa. Rajhamsa is also a quality bird. And Rajhamsa only drinks milk. Doesn't touch also. Such Rajhamsa is now rooted in mud. मनोनी कृपा आकळला दिसतसे अति कोमाईला जैसा कर्दमी रूपला राजहंस. कृपा आकळला. He was captivated. He was encompassed by compassion. He was overpowered by compassion. Disatase ati komaila, and he was looking very soft and tender. Means pitiable. Soft and tender here means pitiable. Disatase ati komaila, he was looking ati komaila. Jaisa, example is given. Jaisa kardami rupala rajhamsa, as though the swan bird is caught in the mud. Jaisa as kardami in mud, rupala rooted, caught, Rajahamsa. So Rajahamsa is very sweet and very good bird, very whitish, and he is caught in the mud. He can't come out. And you imagine, if you are caught in the mud, you can't come out of on your own, how will be your situation? Like that, Ati Komaila, he was looking very soft-hearted, tender-hearted, and it seems like that Rajhamsa, full white, but he is caught in mud. Like that, Arjuna, full white, sattvic and kshatriya, but he was caught in ignorance, moha of own people. Then Taya parito pandukumaru महामोहे अति जर्जरु देखौनी श्री शारंगधरु काय बोले. तया परितो पंडुकुमरु महामोहे अति जर्जरु देखौनी श्री शारंगधरु काय बोले. Taya pari means like that swan bird. To Pandukumaru, Pandu, the Pandu king, Kumaru, his son. Taya parito, that Arjuna, who is son of Pandavas. Maha mohe, moha means wrong thinking, wrong understanding, wrong notion. Maha moha, understanding about one's own self, which is wrong in case of Arjuna, in our case also. Ati jarjaru, and he was into deep emotions. Jarjaru, ati jarjaru, in overcome with ati jarjar. Jarjar means old person or old cloth. If you see, simple example, old cloth, it has no strength, no charm, nothing. Like that, there was no strength, no charm on Arjuna's face. And seeing this, Dekhauni Shri Sarangadharu Kaya Bole. Seeing this, what Arjuna, what Sharangadharu, Sharanga, the name of the bow, which is made out of Dadichi's Rishi's bones, the one who holds that, Sarangadharu, Shri Sarangadharu, Shri is the Lakshmi, one who has Lakshmi, one who holds the bow and arrow. Kaya bole, what he says. So the Arjuna, who was like swan bird, rooted into mud, overcome by deep compassion, deep emotion, or ati jarjaru, not having strength, not having charm, to him what Krishna says. Shri Bhagavanuvach कुतस्त्वाकश्मलमिदं विषमे समुपस्थितम् अनार्यजुष्टमस्वर्ग्यम् अकीर्तिकरमर्जुन कुतस्त्वाकश्मलमिदं विषमे समुपस्थितम् अनार्यजुष्टमस्वर्ग्यम् akirtikaram Beautiful shloka. We will see this, the love of Bhagavan, and if some person is in problem, how should we help him? That also Bhagavan is teaching us. Bhagavan uvacha means Shri Bhagavan uvacha. Bhagavan prathama vibhakti ekvachan, Bhagavat becomes Bhagavan, Vatu pratyay. Bhagavan uvacha. Shlok we saw. Kutastva become kutah, twa. Satva sandhi. If visarga follows ta or tha, visarga will change into sa. Kutastva. Kutah, twa. Twa means tvam, yuam, yuyam. Tvam, twa. Yushmat shabda, dvitiya vibhakti, ekvachan. Kashmalam, idam, vishame, samupasthitam. Anaryajustam, aswargyam, akirtikaram. Arjuna. We should do proper vigraha here. Anaryajustam, aswargyam, akirtikaram. Arjuna. Beautiful shloka. Hey Arjuna. Anaryajustam, aswargyam, akirtikaram idam kashmalam vishame tva kutah samupasthitam. Hey Arjuna. Anaryajustam, aswargyam, akirtikaram idam kashmalam vishame tva kutah samupasthitam. Beautiful. Bhagavan says, O Arjuna, not lie out of love. O Arjuna, Anaryajustam. Arya means great people, big definition of Arya, but great people who follows dharma, right and left, such people. Anarya, those who don't follow. Okay, Anaryajust. Anaryajustam aswargyam. So whatever you are doing, this is not followed by great people. Anaryajustam. Justam followed. Anarya, not even Arya people doesn't follow. Good people doesn't follow that. Aswargyam. Aswargyam, this whatever you are doing now, it won't give you swarga also. Aswargyam. Akirti karam. And this won't give you kirti as well. Fame and name will go away. Idam kashmalam, this impurity. Vishame tvam tva kutah samupasthitam. This is not the time to bring compassion. Vishame, if you are doing some charity and some poor person comes, that time you can have compassion. You have come here to fight and you are having compassion in inappropriate place. Vishame, samupasthitam, kutah, from where have you brought this compassion in wrong place? One point I would like to tell you here, which is very important. In our Vedanta, they say knowledge is the solution. Okay, ignorance is the problem, knowledge is the solution. They say that. Now, before going to knowledge, we have to do something. Before going to appearing for knowledge status, we have to do something. One is chitta shuddhi. Chitta shuddhi and sthirata. Chitta sthairya, the stability of mind, and purity of heart should be there. So, impurity. See, everywhere you go in Vedanta, they will say, ha, chitta shuddhi is there. No. Then go back and do something. When your chitta is shuddha, and chitta is calm, then you can sit for or go for knowledge. So chitta shuddhi, everywhere they will say for this thing only. You are not getting divine knowledge. You heard all Brahma Sutra, everything. You are not enjoying the knowledge because chitta shuddhi is not there. So chitta shuddhi is what? For that you have to understand chitta ashuddhi first. What is chitta ashuddhi? That is explained here by kalmasha. Idam kalmasham. So what is actually impurity? Actual impurity is moha. Actual impurity is ignorance. So chitta shuddhi means what? That moha, wrong thinking, removal of wrong thinking is chitta shuddhi. In true sense, there are many aspects of chitta shuddhi, but in true sense, chitta shuddhi means removing ignorance is actually chitta shuddhi. So when you do removing of wrong thinking, then slowly, you will become eligible for knowledge. And then knowledge of Paramatma, knowledge of self will be there. So wrong thinking first we have to remove. Wrong thinking regarding many things. So Bhagavan says, hey Arjuna, whatever you are in your, which is your mood, in that great people also haven't walked like you, and this kind of behavior won't give you swarga, and your kirti also will go away. This is what Bhagavan said. Now we will stop here. There are so many verses. Okay. So few points we saw. What is real Vedanta? How many problems I have? How many solutions I have? And to solve that solution, knowledge is required. To get that knowledge, chitta shuddhi is also required. One more point we'll discuss regarding this. ज्ञानियांचा राजा गुरु महाराज, ज्ञानियांचा राजा गुरु महाराज, म्हणती ज्ञानदेव, म्हणती ज्ञानदेव, तुम्हाईसे मज पामरा हे काय थोरपण, मज पामरा हे काय थोरपण, पायीची वहाण पायी बरी, मज पामरा हे काय थोरपण, ब्रह्मादिक जेथे तुम्हा ओळंगणे, ब्रह्मादिक जेथे तुम्हा ओळंगणे, इतर तुळणे काय पुढे, मज पामरा हे काय तोरपण, मज पामरा हे काय तोरपण, पायीची वहाण पायी बरी, पायीची वहाण पायी बरी, मज पामरा हे काय थोरपण, तुका म्हणेने युक्तीची ते खोली, तुका म्हणेने युक्तीची ते खोली, म्हणून ठेविली, म्हणून ठेविली पायी डोई, म्हणून ठेविली पायी डोई, मज पामरा हे काय थोरपण, मज पामरा हे काय तोरपण, युक्तीची ते खोली, युक्तीची ते खोली तुका म्हणे नेने, युक्तीची ते खोली तुका म्हणे नेणे, युक्तीची ते खोली म्हणून ठेविली पायी डोही, मज पामरा हे काय थोरपण, पायीची वहाण पायी वरी, मज पामरा हे काय थोरपण, काय थोरपण. ज्ञानदेव तुकाराम, 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 तुकाराम 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 तुकाराम. पुंडलीक वरदा हरी विठ्ठल श्री ज्ञानदेव तुकाराम, पंढरीनाथ भगवान की जय, माऊली ज्ञानेश्वर महाराज की जय, सद्गुरु जोग महाराज की जय, पुंडलीक वरदहरि विठ्ठल श्री ज्ञानदेव तुकाराम. ओम पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते, पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते. ओम शांति शांति शांतिः. हरिः ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः. हरिः ओम.